Hi guys, what's up? I'm Mary Kay Richardson. I help entrepreneurs and professionals to get past the things that are keeping them stuck, whether that's healing from a past traumatic narcissistic relationship, dealing with low self-esteem, self-doubt, high anxiety. Those are the things that I can help you with so you can move forward and be the best version of yourself and be happier and more successful. Let's dive into this video. This video is all about emotions, your emotions, after a past narcissistic relationship. Some of the emotions you might be experiencing may not please you real well. You might feel like you're shutting out your emotions. You've turned them off, like you're a robot almost, that you are cold-hearted. And that might make you a little sad because that's not the person you were before the relationship. That's a sign that you need more healing. Because when you heal from a past toxic relationship, especially a narcissistic relationship, you will find that you have coping strategies that will not let anybody past your boundaries. And you will notice the red flags and distance yourself from that person or those people. Some of the red flags you should look for in healing yourself from a past narcissistic relationship is when someone you just meet, a new person, or maybe a friend from a long time ago, you never noticed the red flags before, when a person violates your boundaries. So you have to know, what are your boundaries? What does having a boundary look like? What does it feel like? A boundary is knowing that how you feel about something. So I always use the example, let's say you just meet a new friend and they want to go out to lunch or something, or maybe you're trying to date again and someone wants to go out to eat or whatever at a certain time. And it's spur of the moment, it's last minute, but you've already made plans, whether that's staying at home and reading a book, hanging out with your fur babies, or just having some self-care time, just alone time. You've already made plans to do something else and you don't want to go. So that's a boundary. That's what it looks like. That's what it feels like. That's a boundary. And when this person pushes those boundaries and says, oh, come on, it's just dinner, or, oh, you can do your stuff later, or, oh, we'll get home early. You'll get home early. I'll make sure you're home early. That's a person that is trying to renegotiate your no. They're trying to renegotiate your boundaries. A boundary is a boundary is a boundary. No is no. And you have to be clear. So when someone asks you to do something, simply say no. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to say what you're going to do instead. You simply say no. If they act hurt, they try to renegotiate your boundaries, they want to know what you're going to do instead, these are all red flags. They don't recognize or won't adhere to your no. They want to have you explain why you need self-care. They want you to explain why you won't go out with them or spend time with them at that particular time. You do not need to do this. That is a huge red flag. And I would strongly suggest distancing yourself and getting off the phone, stop texting, just distance yourself from that person, because that's a person who does not respect your boundaries. And that is always how a narcissist starts. He or she is looking for people pleasers and people with zero boundaries. So a narcissist is pushing up against your boundaries to see how far he or she can push you before you'll say yes and give in to them. And that is something they will do over and over and over. Plus, a narcissist wants all the dirt on you. They want to know what's going on. In other words, they want to know, hey, did she have a hard day? I better find out why she had a hard day so I can use it against her later. That's what they do. They stockpile all this information so they can hurt you with it later and make you feel guilty and shamed and judgmental about your own feelings. So when someone pushes up against your boundaries, that's a red flag. You need to distance yourself. So going on here, that's a red flag. That's just an example of having a healthy boundary, having red flags, and what to do if someone violates your boundaries. You distance yourself. You don't spend time with them. Not just that night or that time, but consider not spending any time with them because they do not respect you or your boundaries or your no. All right. The next thing you can do is really be proud of yourself and know that you are taking care of you, which is your responsibility. And that's always a good thing. Taking care of yourself, honoring your own boundaries is huge. Narcissists look for people who violate their own boundaries. If you say no and then they say, well, it's just dinner, and you say, okay, let's go, then you just walked all over your own boundaries without them having to do it. That gives the narcissist loads of information about you. You don't respect yourself. What you want to do doesn't matter. And that they don't even have to violate your boundaries because you're going to do it to yourself. So I guess that is the gist of this video. Have boundaries, establish them, and honor yourself and your own boundaries. I'm Mary Kay Richardson. I'll see you in the next video.